Franklin County Board of Commissioners General Session. Today is June 26, 2018. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner O'Grady.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, let's begin with our special guest. I see Miss Trudy Bartley, who long time no see. I just saw you yesterday. Spent some time with you. You can come forward. Come on up. I would love to have you stand here at the mic. And the Ohio State University. First of all, Ms. Bartley is the OSU Government Affairs Associate VP for Community Relations. That's a very long title. In the Ohio State University is collaborating with Schmidt Futures to launch the Alliance for the American Dream, an initiative to identify ideas that will foster true social mobility, true equality of opportunity, and a true middle class that is attainable and, more importantly, sustainable. Here to describe how to submit your ideas for the solutions for the greater economic inclusion and upward mobility is Trudy Bartley. And thank you for joining us today. Again, long time no see.
Exactly.
Yesterday.
I saw you like 24 hours ago. Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity, Commissioner Boyce and Commissioner O'Grady and County Administrator Wilson. Thank you for the opportunity to discuss an exciting venture that Ohio State is moving forward on called the Alliance for the American Dream. Ohio State University was one of 4 universities to receive $1.5 million to really plan and have 10 big ideas around the middle class, as far as what does it take for those on the precipice of the middle class to get into the middle class, and what does it take for individuals who are currently in the middle class to stay in the middle class. When you look at the data for middle class, you find out just from salary information that the scale for middle class within Columbus SMSA is about 36,000 to 108,000. But when you go out and you talk to individuals, as we have done in our surveys around the city of Columbus and around the region, what we're finding out is that individuals, when asked, do they think they're middle class, no matter where they are in that spectrum, they don't believe that they are. They don't believe that they are because of the economy currently. They don't believe they are because of one catastrophic incident that could happen that could have them backslide. They don't believe they are because of health care, because of child care, because of transportation barriers. So what we're doing is asking the community, particularly the Columbus community, because we're known as the Opportunity City. And the Opportunity City is about opportunity for everyone. So what is it that we can do, and what are those 10 big ideas that we can submit to Schmidt Futures so that we could receive, and in the initial blush, 4 to 6 million to really implement an idea that comes through. So what we're doing right now is something twofold. Again, as I said, we have a website and we have a portal, and the website is americandream.osu.edu, and we're asking people, and the county has been very helpful as far as putting it on your Facebook page, asking people to actually fill out the survey as far as what do you think the definition of middle class is. Are you middle class? How many people are in your household? And what are your 10 big ideas, or what is your one big idea? And we're asking about ideas around 3 particular areas. One is people-based, one is community-based, and one is employer-based. Now, a people-based is really about looking at subsidies. It's looking at what kind of subsidies or what kind of education around financial literacy can we partner with our community partners as well as our governmental entities as far as moving forward. As far as community, we're looking at what is the government doing and what can we do in partnership as far as investments in our community to help reduce income levels. And so, for instance, that would be, how do you, from a transportation standpoint, increase the reliability of transportation to the point where people could decrease their disposable income. So the biggest thing that we're looking to as far as the focus is, the idea should be around this one big idea. How do we increase the disposable income of 10,000 households in Central Ohio by 2020? Again, how do we increase the the income of 10,000 households by 10% by 2020? I know it's a fast time frame, but we think that with the ideas that we receive not only from all of our community partners, from the residents of Central Ohio, from governmental entities, that we will be able to collaborate around that idea and be able to assist those 10,000 households, again, increase their income by 10%. And again, that's increasing it by increasing your opportunity to earn or decreasing your expenses. And the last thing is around employers, which I think is really very instrumental as far as what the county, as far as a workforce development standpoint. How do we engage employers to bring people onto the workforce to increase their income as far as from a workforce development and training standpoint, and therefore being able to increase the sustainability of their households? So we are on a really tight time frame from an OSU perspective. We've been given until November 26th to come up with the 10 big ideas. Those 10 big ideas go to OSU. We filter through them with our community partners down to 3 big ideas, and we send those 3 big ideas to Schmidt Futures. And from there, Schmidt Futures will look at our ideas, look at the ideas of the University of Utah, Wisconsin, and Arizona State, and to decide what the funding will be for execution of those ideas. So we could get 1, 2, 3 of our ideas implemented. And so therefore, it could be $4 to $6 million for each of those individual ideas. So if you had 3 ideas, that could be $12 million that we will receive, and so forth. So again, the county has been wonderful as far as in partnership with us, particularly at our launch. And I want to thank Commissioner Boyce and County Administrator Wilson as far as your team has been excellent as far as helping us get the word out. And as we move forward, we will partner and execute whatever this idea is moving forward with you as one of our great partners. So thank you, and are there any questions?
I would just say thank you, Ms. Bartley. And the timing of this conversation goes really well with what we're trying to do in Franklin County, where we're taking a deep dive around the conversation of poverty and what we can do to move people from poverty to sustainability, from sustainability to success on their own. So definitely is a timely conversation, and I think it really speaks to the heart of Central Ohio. That we want everyone to live better, be better, and our community be stronger. And so we'll be sure to. I know I've got some ideas, and so I'll be sure to submit my ideas, and certainly want the public to do that as well.
Exactly. And again, the website is americandream.osu.edu. So thank you again for the opportunity.
Trudy, thank you
Yes.
for being here. I mean, as Kevin says, we've been, for the last more than a year, we've been looking at this community-wide conversation around the idea of poverty and these two issues. The fact that the university is leading this particular effort, they do dovetail with each other quite nicely. There's been a lot of conversation about how much government ought to be involved in a lot of this, and so there's a big ideological struggle back and forth with some folks about all of that. Well, the way we view this is that we are the provider. And the reason that we got into this conversation about this poverty conversation is because we believe we are the provider that of record. Franklin County is the social service provider, the lead social service provider in Central Ohio. Ohio State University is the lead research institute, the lead academic research institute in Central Ohio. And so we think that what you guys are doing in this area is fantastic. It's just you're the right people at the right time to be leading this effort. We believe we're the right people at the right time to be leading the effort around the conversation around poverty. So I think this is a perfect marriage. And so
Exactly.
it's great stuff. Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you.
picture? Okay, sure.
Talk about rose between two thorns. Couple of roses between two.
Good, thank you.
Where's that? First break, we have time.
Did you stay there?
No, I left right at lunch. All right. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the June 14th, 2018 administrative session, May 15th, 2018 general session, and the minutes of the June 14th, 2018 briefing session?
Move approval of the minutes?
Second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
The minutes have been approved.
Thank you. Domestic relations.
Resolution 45618, resolution authorizing a contract with Action for Children for parenting seminars in the amount of $39,672.60.
Good morning, Commissioners. Barb Reeves, Deputy Director. This resolution is requesting to award a one-year contract to Action for Children to provide a parenting seminar for parents seeking a divorce, legal separation, or annulments. Competitive bids were received by the Purchasing Department, and one bid was received. The annual cost of the seminars is $39,672.60, which will be offset by a $22 filing fee the court collects. Pending any questions, the court requests the approval of this resolution.
Great.
Move approval of resolution 05618.
Second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution 45618 has been approved.
Thank you.
Treasurer.
Resolution 45718, resolution designating eligible institutions as public depositories.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
My name is Emily Perkins. I'm the Investment and Cash Management Officer for the Franklin County Treasurer's Office. I'm just here to seek approval for the resolution designating eligible financial institutions as public depositories for a 4-year period beginning July 1st through June of 2022. There's a list of 13 banks.
Oh, yeah. Move approval of 05718.
Second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution 45718 has been adopted.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Emily. Wait a minute, say that again?
I can't. You can speak it. You can say it out loud.
057 instead of 457.
Oh.
Okay.
I moved around. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Go back to the last one. I moved to approve 057. I should have moved to approve 0. So, do we need to
Remove it.
just remove it, or okay, I don't need to worry about the, okay. So move to approve 04578. Sorry about that.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner O'Grady.
Wait, he's got a second.
Yeah, second.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes,
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution 45718 has been adopted.
gotcha. I moved 057 instead of 0457. Thanks for catching it.
Next, Franklin County Data Center.
Resolution 45818, resolution authorizing a contract with 3SG Plus LLC for on-base enterprise information platform managed services in the amount of $664,106.76.
Good morning, Julie Lust with the Franklin County Data Center. This contract will supply support services over a 3-year period for the OnBase application. OnBase is currently utilized by both the Auditor's Office and Child Support Enforcement for their workflows and content management. This particular contract will not only support those activities, but also increase the utilization of the application throughout the county. So pending any questions, I do request your approval of this resolution.
Okay. Move approval of 04518.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution 45818 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Jobs and
Julie.
Family Services.
Resolution number 45918, resolution authorizing the Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services Director to enter into memorandums of understanding with the Ohio State University Extension.
Good morning, Amy Bowie with Job and Family Services. This resolution will authorize our agency to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Ohio State University Extension to administer the SNAP Ed courses for public assistance recipients. The SNAP Ed program is a federally funded initiative administered locally by OSU Extension. This is an evidence-based training program aimed to teach participants about the value of good nutrition, tips for maintaining food assistance allotment, and emphasize the importance of physical activity and much more. The overall goal is to help public assistance recipients lead healthier lives, something I think we all could do a better job at ourselves. The SNAP Ed sessions are offered in small group settings with a one-on-one coaching and qualify as approved training assignments for required adults without dependent children. The classes are offered 3 times a week. We have a class twice at Northland and once at West over the next 12 months. There is no cost to the agency. We do provide space for free, and the SNAP Ed sessions, of course, are free for the participants. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval of this resolution.
Move approval of 04518.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution 45918 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
work, Amy.
Economic Development and Planning.
Resolution 46018, resolution awarding a loan agreement with Homeport for the Blacklit Crossing housing project in the amount of $200,000.
Morning, Commissioners. James Schimmer, Director of Economic Development and Planning. I'm joined at the dais this morning by Mark Paxton. Commissioners, this is a project that we wanted to highlight a little bit and illustrate that Franklin County is putting money into affordable housing projects with our partners. This is a Homeport project, and we have $200,000 of CDBG money going into the project. The drawings, the illustrations are here. And why I brought those this morning was to illustrate the nature of how affordable housing is changing. For example, in this particular project, you'll note there are garages. And that's an unusual feature sometimes. The industry is continuing to evolve and recognize the fact that just because you're a low and moderate income individual doesn't mean that you have to do without amenities in your housing life. So these are energy efficient. They meet our green standards, and it's a good project. And I'll turn it over to Mark if you have anything you want to say.
Obviously, from an aesthetic standpoint, as Jim alluded to, beyond the fact they're energy efficient, sustainability, we wanted to also, where the dollars allowed us to leverage additional improvements, we focused on some aesthetics, got some feedback from the individuals who actually be residing in those properties. The total project cost is $7.9 million, $200,000 from the Department of Housing and Urban Development. This project was actually approved under the 2017 action plan and has met all requisite citizen participation requirements.
Fantastic. Looks great. Move approval of resolution 046018.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution 46018 has been adopted. Resolution 46118, this resolution adopting the 2018 Housing and Urban Development Annual HUD Action Plan and amending the county's 2017 annual action plan.
The 2018 action plan identifies how the county intends to utilize funding granted to it by the Department of Housing and Urban Development. The county receives funding under 3 different programs: Community Development Block Grant, which primarily benefits low and moderate income populations; Home Partnership, which is for affording housing opportunities, preservation as well as construction; and Emergency Solution Grants, which is address homelessness. Under the 2018 plan, the county will be allocating $3.2 million. As we've done historically, the vast majority, almost 70% of the dollars, will be going towards housing. So $2 million in regards to housing, $275,000 for public services, $345,000 in regards to economic development, $235,000 for homelessness prevention, $100,000 for fair housing services, and approximately $300,000 for planning, admin, and compliance. The 2018 plan also has met all HUD citizen participation requirements.
Commissioners, we have a very transparent process when we do these programs. So one of the things is we do have a citizen involvement process called the CDAB. There's a Community Development Advisory Board that you all appoint. They review all of the project proposals that are put through and allow us to get to this point where we can move our programs forward.
Right. Move approval of 046118.
Second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 46118 has been adopted. Resolution 46218, review of petition to annex 3.8 plus acres from Mifflin Township to the City of Columbus, case Annex 13-18.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jenny Snap, Assistant Director, Economic Development and Planning. This resolution is to consider an expedited Type 2 annexation petition of 3.8 acres from Mifflin Township to the City of Columbus. The area to be annexed includes property located at 4075 Sunbury Road. That's west of Sunbury, south of Easton Way, east of Alum Creek, and north of McCutcheon Road. Petition was filed by Agent Gary Bias on behalf of the property owners Mildred Bias, Timothy Leach, and Tammy Leach. 15.5% of the site's perimeter is contiguous with Columbus, and the city passed resolution number 1536-2018 on June 4th, 2018, indicating the services that will be provided once the annexation is approved, and a statement regarding incompatible land uses. Petition meets all statutory requirements in Section 709.021 of the Ohio Revised Code, and pending any questions, we request your approval.
Move approval of 046218.
Second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 46218 has been adopted. Resolution 46318, review a petition to annex 19.24 plus acres from Perry Township to the City of Columbus, case Annex 14-18.
This resolution is to consider an expedited Type 2 annexation petition of 19.24 acres from Perry Township to the City of Columbus. The area to be annexed includes property located at 5570 Riverside Drive, 5580 Riverside Drive, and 5 other parcels on Riverside Drive without an address, which are east of Riverside Drive, north of West Case, west of Sawmill, and south of 161. Petition was filed by agent and attorney Matthew Call from Kephart Fisher, who is in attendance if you have any questions, on behalf of the property owners David G. Burns and Donald J. and Mary P. DeRivage. 19.2% of the site's perimeter is contiguous with Columbus, and the city passed resolution number 1535-2018 on June 4th, 2018, indicating the services that will be provided once the annexation is approved, and a statement regarding incompatible land uses. Petition meets all statutory requirements outlined in Section 709.021 of the Ohio Revised Code, and pending any questions, we request your approval.
Move approval as well. Does Mr. Call have anything he wants to add?
No.
Okay. Move approval of 046318.
Second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 46318 has been adopted. Resolution 46418, review a petition to annex 74.89 plus acres from Blendon Township to the City of Columbus, case Annex 15-18.
This resolution is to consider an expedited Type 2 annexation petition of 74.89 acres from Blendon Township to the City of Columbus. The area to be annexed includes property located at 4739 East Walnut Street and 0 Lee Road. That's south of Walnut, east of Cubbage, north of Central College, and west of Lee Road. Petition was filed by agent and attorney Aaron Underhill of Underhill and Hodge on behalf of the property owners Philip J. Gardner, trustee of the Gardner Family Irrevocable Trust and Daryl and Teresa Vesner. 6.7% of the site's perimeter is contiguous with Columbus, and the city passed resolution number 1404-2018 on June 4th, 2018, indicating the services that will be provided once the annexation is approved and a statement regarding incompatible land uses. Petition meets all statutory requirements outlined in Section 709.021 of the Ohio Revised Code, and pending any questions, we request your approval.
Well, does Mr. Underhill have anything he wants to add?
Mr. Underhill is not in attendance.
Move approval of 04618.
Second.
Moved and second in voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution 46418 has been adopted.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Public Facilities Management.
Resolution 46518, resolution authorizing a contract agreement with Mauser Masonry Incorporated to perform masonry activities associated with the construction of the Franklin County Correction Center in the amount of $8,867,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Vivian Alexander, Chief Operating Officer for Public Facilities Management. Also joining me today is Dr. Bill Lafayette, owner of Regionomics LLC, who will provide an updated summary of the study he conducted on the economic impacts of the construction contracts awarded today for the new Franklin County Corrections Center and for the resolutions before you today. This morning we have two resolutions for your consideration which are associated with the construction of the new Franklin County Corrections Center. This first resolution authorizes a contract agreement with Mauser Masonry Incorporated to perform masonry activities. 3 bids were received and Mauser was a low bidder. Mauser is an established local firm in Grove City. Mauser is a signatory to the Bricklayers Local 55 and Laborers Local 423 in Columbus. 35 jobs are anticipated to be created as part of this contract at peak. Mauser has committed to 2.44%, approximately $216,000 for the diversity participation from one local materials firm on its SEBE utilization plan. Mauser is self-performing the work and therefore participation on this contract is limited. Mauser has demonstrated it has the capacity, experience, and ability to complete the required work. The project owner is Representative Pizzuti Solutions, and the project construction manager, Kilbane Smoot, are supportive of this contract. I will now turn it over to Dr. Lafayette to present his summary of the economic impacts. Then, pending any questions, we request your approval for this action.
Good morning. I ran these 2 projects through my economic impact model. And at your request, Commissioner Boyce, I was able to break out the impacts due to small and emerging businesses, and those are available for all the projects to date, these projects and all projects yet to come. So I was given the planned SEB utilization, but my standard Surgeon General's warning applies that these impacts are based on what we know now, and the impacts that we wind up with are virtually guaranteed to be different. There are 3 levels of impact. There's the direct impact due to the construction projects themselves. There's the indirect impact, which is spending of the construction companies with local suppliers, which generates additional activity in the local economy. And finally, the induced impact, which is the spending of workers' wages on household goods and services of all kinds. The supplier and household spending will not happen unless the direct spending happens, and so that's why it's legitimate to count this spending as part of that overall impact. There are 4 types of impact that I estimate. First, the output impact, which is the value of production and spending, the impact on household earnings, the impact on employment, which is the number of full-time and part-time jobs, in other words, the head count on average over the planned course of the project. And finally, the value-added impact, which is the impact on gross domestic product, which is available only in total. All construction impacts are temporary. They last only as long as the direct spending lasts. However, if additional hiring is possible because of the expanded facilities, you can count those jobs, and those jobs are permanent. So the Franklin County impact from Mouser and TMOC amounts to $28.6 million in output, $7.2 million in earnings, 63 full-time and part-time jobs sustained, and $16.8 million in value added. Because TMOC is itself a locally economic disadvantaged enterprise, the SCB impacts from that contract are fairly large, and for the two projects in general, that's $13.9 million of the $28.6 million in SCBE impact, and 32 out of the 63 net jobs. Impacts to date from all the contracts you've approved up till now amounts to $168.9 million in output, $41.6 million in earnings, 730 jobs, and $97.8 million in value added. Of that total, I estimate the SCBE impacts to date at $41.5 million in output, $10.5 million in earnings, 180 jobs, and $24.4 million in value added, which amounts to between 24 and 25% of the total.
You know, I think what's important about these numbers, and I think, you know, I mean, if the public is listening to this, it sounds like a bunch of numbers that, you know, you have to try to wade through and figure out. But I just wanted to emphasize the underlying point that, yes, we're building a correctional facility, but embedded in that is a contribution to our economy that, you know, provides jobs and wages and things that allow families to be successful in this community in general. And so the construction is one element of that is often underlooked and or overlooked rather. And so I really appreciate these numbers. As far as the small emerging business numbers, I mean, these are something that this Board of Commissioners has been very, I think, focused on in terms of ensuring that as we do construction projects, everyone has an opportunity to be a part of that. Their businesses can compete on an even playing field to access those resources. And so those numbers are really important to emphasize because it's progress. And Franklin County is leading the way. And so it's not exactly our idea. We want more. We want to do better. But I think the way PFM is handling this and with all of our partners in this, you know, I think we're making the kind of progress that the residents of Franklin County should know about. So thanks for the report. Thank you, Director, for continuing to provide the data and information that we need. Commissioner Gray, do you want to add anything?
Well, when you think about the numbers that you're reporting on just these contracts, just this masonry contract and the general trades activities contract, you know, those are some impressive numbers. But you know, and this is one construction project. This is a big construction project. But you know, the time, you know, that we've been here, the time that this administration's been here, I mean, we have done, you know, this is the jail. We've done, you know, over the course of time, we've done a ballpark, we've done an animal shelter, we've done, you know, JFS building, we've done a Board of Elections building, we've done a courthouse across the street, we've done one after another. I mean, yesterday somebody was asking me kind of an impact that we have with, you know, with all these trades and the folks in the engineering world and folks in the construction management world, and I said, we're Franklin County. We build stuff. We've been building stuff since I've been here. I've been here county commissioner for 10 and a half years now, and we just build stuff. We build stuff all the time. We've been in the construction business since I've been here. We were in the construction business before I got here. We build stuff, and so we're a big part of the economy, the construction economy you know, here in Central Ohio. We're constantly building things, and so the impact that these contracts have that we do, you know, you're putting, you know, showing that impact through these studies that you've been doing, the last one that you did for us and now this one. So it means a lot to folks. It puts food on our table at the end of the night, and there's a lot of people in this construction world, and some of the folks who regularly sit in our audience on a regular basis pay attention to what it is that we do, and so it has an impact. So thank you.
Is there a motion to?
Oh, sorry. Move approval of resolution 465-18.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 465-18 has been adopted. Resolution 466-18, resolution authorizing a contract agreement with T-Mont Construction Incorporated to perform general trades activities associated with the construction of the Franklin County Correction Center in the amount of $8,605,000.
Move approval of 466-18.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 466-18 has been adopted. Resolution 467-18, resolution authorizing recycling of information technology equipment declared obsolete by the Franklin County Automatic Data Processing Board.
Periodically, this agency is asked by the Data Processing Board to assist with the disposal of obsolete surplus IT equipment. We do so in a manner consistent with the board's commitment to promote sustainable principles in our policies and policy decisions and programs. Pending any questions, we request your approval to dispose of this e-waste.
Move approval of 467-18.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 467-18 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Child support enforcement.
Resolution 468-18, resolution authorizing Franklin County Child Support Enforcement Agency to receive funding for the implementation of the Families Forward demonstration grant.
Good morning, Commissioners. Lori Torriero, Assistant Director at Franklin County CSEA. This resolution authorizes Franklin County CSEA to receive funds through the research firm of MDRC in New York City. The funds originate from the W.K. Kellogg Foundation. We have received a waiver from the Federal Office of Child Support to use those funds as local match, meaning the federal government will match the funds. The grant will study the efficacy of upskilling some of our child support obligors who struggle to make consistent full payments, but do show some ability to make some payments and have some employment history. The goal is to look at in-demand economic sectors, offer to provide that training as well as some other supportive services, and then obviously track into the future to see how that performs. We have funding through 2020 and will be able to serve about 150 clients.
All right, move approval of 468-18.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution 468-18 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Human Resources.
Resolution 469-18, resolution approving the Volunteer Initiative Plan, VIP, as a pilot program for 1 year.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rob Young, Human Resources. The intention of this program is to create community engagement opportunities for Board of Commissioner employees that are meaningful, purposeful, and helps those in need. The Board of Commissioners recognize that participating in these activities will also enrich and inspire the lives of our employees. With this policy, employees can volunteer at approved events on paid time up to 16 hours per year. This will be a 1-year pilot program. After the year, the program will be reviewed and a determination will be made if it will continue. The county administrator will have the authority to sign necessary documents, such as volunteer agreements, and that will be commenced July 1 with your approval. Pending any questions, request your approval of the resolution.
This is good stuff. They give us these folks an option to get involved more during, in more programs during the work hour. It's great. Move approval of 46918.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution 46918 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Purchasing.
Resolution 47018, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $1,389,919.45.
Good morning, Commissioners. Carl Cuthbert representing the Purchasing Department. The resolution before you requests your approval of 84 purchase orders. For small emerging business enterprises, there are 8 purchase orders which equal 10.7% of the purchase order volume. Their purchase orders dollar amount is $50,870.15, which is 3.7% of the total purchase order dollar value. These purchase orders have been pre-certified as availability funds by the county auditor. Pending any questions, I recommend their approval.
Move approval of 47018.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution 47018 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Board of Commissioners.
Resolution 47118, resolution appointing Eric Janis to the Community Shelter Board, Board of Trustees.
Good morning, Commissioners. Chris Long, Deputy Administrator. Pending any questions, would recommend this appointment to the Community Shelter Board.
I just want to point out that, I don't know if you all know this, but Eric Janis had a 4.0 in graduate school, and so it's on his resume.
It is impressive.
Yeah, it's
It is impressive.
And a 4.0.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's rough out here. Right.
Wow. All right. I will move approval of Resolution 47118, regardless of the fact that they had a 4.0.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution 47118 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have a public hearing. Can the clerk please read the public hearing message?
Public hearing, adoption of the fiscal year 2019 tax budget for Franklin County.
Okay, I'd like to open this public hearing up. Try that again. I would like to open up the public hearing for this resolution. Is there anyone here in the audience who would like to speak on this public hearing? Do you have something? No, I'm just kidding. She moved her hands. I was like, you want to speak?
Nobody wants to talk about the tax budget?
Yeah.
That's shocking.
Seeing none, I'd like to close the public hearing and have the clerk read the resolution into the record.
Resolution 47218, resolution authorizing the adoption of the fiscal year 2019 tax budget for Franklin County.
Good morning, Commissioners. Zach Chalerick with the Franklin County Office of Management and Budget. The tax budget is a financial plan for the operations of the next fiscal year. It identifies how much is expected from local, state, and federal sources, the anticipated carryover fund balances, and how much is needed to carry out governmental functions in the next fiscal year. The budget is submitted to the County Budget Commission and is required for the receipt of allocations from the local government fund, as well as various property tax levies in the upcoming year. Pursuant to Section 5705.28 of the Revised Code, the tax budget for the next succeeding fiscal year must be approved by July 15th. Pending any questions, would ask your approval of this resolution.
I knew that Zach wasn't going to pass up an opportunity to talk about the tax budget. I will move approval of Resolution 47218.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner O'Grady,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution 47218 has been adopted.
Are there any generalizations?
None at this time.
Thank you. That concludes our meeting.
I could see the look on you. Dude, as soon as they...